Showtime. Let's go.
What's up?
Yeah.
Special team show. Got 4 of us here together again this week, talking NFL, talking about what happened last week, what's coming up this week. So yeah, we've got Reg here, we've got Luke, and we've got Rob, myself, Rick. So we'll jump right into it. Strap your helmets on, folks. Let's do it.
Hell yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah. Week 14 in the books. Rob, are you still trying to fiddle with your background there, Rob?
No, I don't.
No, you gave up on that? Okay. That's okay. You can fiddle while maybe something will pop up that'll be extra exciting.
Hold on.
Okay.
Well, look.
Oh, uh-oh. What has he got?
Still gray.
Yeah, and nothing. Okay. So moving on. Well, you can keep farting with it. We're gonna talk.
Yeah, go ahead. We got 0 viewers, so go live your life.
Yeah. Do what you gotta do. Nobody cares.
You're like, no, I'm paying attention. It's okay. Just like, dude, this is like Rob's never been on like Teams meetings before.
Yeah. So week 14 in the books, lads. Got some thoughts, some hot takes. Anything you want to talk
How's
about?
it look?
That's it. You got
I mean, yeah,
Yes.
it's there, Rob. Yeah,
It's
the
there.
Numa boy. Ayo.
Week 14 hot take is any given Sunday, baby. Given Sunday. There was a lot of teams that I think all of us were not expecting to win. That
Any given Thursday, any given Monday, any given.
and definitely any given Monday. That's for sure.
Yeah. A lot of any givens.
Any given 1 minute and 48 seconds, because that's 10 minutes of every goddamn game in the second half.
Yeah, that's true.
First half and
Motherfucker.
second half.
Like, this is 15 weeks in the making, and I think it was in what game was it? It was the Packs and Giants. The announcer, it might have been Aikman, and he's like, "What we see in 5 seconds, it takes them 5 minutes." Like,
he lost his shit at the end of the first half. There, remember?
It was the best.
Yeah, he was like, and then when they came back, Joe Buck was like, "Oh, Troy, why don't you tell us how you really feel?" Because Aikman went off. He was just like, "This is insane." He's like, "How does it take so long for them to sort this out when we can see it in 5 seconds?" He's so right. Yeah,
he's so fucking right, man. It's killing everybody. It's killing everybody.
How,
Like,
how much money
anyways,
does the
that's
NFL have? Right? Like
all of it.
how hard is it to pay, X amount of people to just be on each game on Sunday, and then Monday night you only have one person on staff or 2 people on staff for the Monday night game? Like,
Is that
that's
you
all they have
wonder
to
if that's
do.
how it works, right? Like, and there's a bunch of blunders, and I'm sure we could just talk all show about like that kind of shit. But like to your point, there's another one, the offside in Kansas City and Buffalo, right? Where
Yeah,
at
we'll
the end
talk
of the game,
about
beautiful, amazing play to Kelsey back and scored. But they're like, well, we don't have to tell him he's offside because he's so offside. Well, why leave that on the refs then? The technology exists, like with a fucking laser. People build houses with them to tell if someone's offside or something. Right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
do better.
Yeah.
Because that was an amazing play to call back. That was, I'll even say that was fucking wild. So
Yeah, it was fucking. I was watching it live and I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. When he turned, I thought, whoa! And then he threw it. There was somebody there, and I was like, it was a good pass. I was like,
it was a perfect tight spiral. Yeah, like
holy shit.
Yeah.
play of the year.
And then there's a flag, and I was like, no.
And it
Did I
was
just
just
lose
like
you
how
guys?
it was all done. We're like, nope, he was
Oh.
so offside, we weren't even going to call it. Like, or give him a heads up, like, fuck him. Like, you are right. You know, he's a professional. He should know where he's on the field. But again, you know, what people were saying is like sometimes players will ask the ref, hey, am I good, etc. Like
we
if
go.
they're a little bit, the ref's like, no, move back, right? To keep the play going. Something like that, to take away a play like that. I don't know, man. I got mixed feelings.
Here's my big
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
is, would that have been called there at that time the same as it would have been called in the first 8 minutes of the first half?
Why don't we leave that
I-
question for later?
Yeah.
yeah, we got it for later. Yeah. We'll tackle that one later on.
Yeah.
You're right. Yeah, we'll jump right into the recap because there was some spiciness that went on and some changes to the overall playoff seedings and things like that happened. So we'll jump right into it.
Boom.
Week 14 recap. Yeah, so we started off with a banger, fucking banger here. New England walked in and beat the ever living shit out of Pittsburgh. Yeah.
Bill
Rob's parlay
Belichick
was
looked like he
right.
got like cake when he was in the manor, like he's 90 years old. He was like so fucking happy for that win. Like he was just like, cake.
Yeah.
Just like,
Yeah.
it was weird, man. Like that team is down. Big win for them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see where Pittsburgh goes from here, but New England, who knows what's going to go on there? Like it's ew.
Yeah, it's not good.
Our Thursday night parlay. We usually caution you guys on not betting with us, and this was the week to not bet with us for sure because, as you'll see,
I got nothing to say.
Reg got a big dinger. Watch this. Hold on, it gets better. Rob got a big dinger,
Rob has the
the
correct
best-
winning team though.
Yeah,
and
that's
that was
what
by
I'm talking
accident.
about.
I think that was by accident, right? Like you picked them by accident, did you? Didn't you?
Yeah, it was
did you
just like I thought I took
Yeah.
Patriots on my pick, so I was like, I think the game's gonna be 13-6, and I was like,
Oh, right. That's what. you
Yeah,
did.
we called him out on that last week and he ended up being right.
That's right. Yeah. And then I only hit one. Zappy with the old int. Everything else was terrible. So wow.
Bad game for us.
You win some, you lose some.
Moving on. Yeah.
Yeah, it happens.
Okay, we'll run through them. We all got the New Orleans over Carolina 28-6. Not a big surprise there. The LA Rams Baltimore game. The
What a
Rams. The Rams showed up to play there. So it was interesting. The Rams might have a squad in this final little push of the season. Indianapolis 14, Cincinnati 34.
Browning was
So-
not frowning, by the way.
Yeah, no frowning from Browning. So Reg and I scored on that one. Jacksonville 27, Cleveland 31.
Lock it
Reg
up,
dropped
baby.
one here. Yeah, Reg can't afford to drop too many more. It's starting to get a little spicy for him. Even Rob's starting to catch up. So
the double
Rob's
Um,
catching me. Rob's still like 8 behind, 9 behind.
Detroit, another one that we all bombed. So Chicago
Detroit
walked
really
in,
blew that.
beat the crap out of Detroit. Rob, Detroit in trouble or what?
dude. I said it a few times. I hate playing
Yeah.
in my division. So
I
This
I said
game
to
looked
Jen-
like the same game a couple weeks ago, except for
It did.
Chicago actually held the lead.
yeah,
yeah. I said to Jen this morning, I was like, Detroit's gonna Detroit this fucking playoff run. Like they're gonna do the most Detroit thing and fuck it all up.
Somehow they're gonna get knocked out. Like the
Yep,
Vikings,
they're
will
gonna-
be the number one seed in the NFC North, and
Well,
then
I don't know if the
and then
Vikings are gonna be the
somehow
number
some
one
other
seed,
Chicago will make it in. Like,
hey, Chicago was my long shot.
Chicago's so
I-
legit. Like,
I still think Chicago is not making it.
No, I don't think Chicago is
No.
anymore either. But anyway, okay, Tampa Bay over Atlanta, down in the dirty South there. So
mother.
we split it.
coin
Yeah.
toss.
Yeah, we split it 50-50 here. Rob and I scored one here, another crucial win over Reg. Houston, whew. CJ Stroud. We lose CJ Stroud for a little bit of the game there, and it doesn't look so good. The Jets pull off a pretty sizable win.
The
I didn't
Jets
watch
actually
this game.
scored. I didn't watch it.
Yeah, and I apparently Zach Wilson played really well.
So I think
I
so.
don't- I
Like
don't
they
really
actually
know.
scored a
First.
touchdown, so that's
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
an improvement from the last 8 weeks for them. So
It's
Yeah, for
crazy.
sure.
Like, is CJ Stroud that like? Does that score reflect CJ Stroud?
CJ Stroud's really good. Like he's really,
That's
really
crazy.
good. Yeah,
I'm
he's
wondering like that. Just saying.
he's slinging the ball really, really well there. Yeah, I feel like Houston is still a solid play for the playoffs. So we'll
Yeah.
see
And-
we'll see where that turns out.
And the
Big
Jets
test this
defense is
weekend if it's
really
not
good,
in, man.
right? Like
The Jets defense is really good. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. So
so-
you throw a backup in there and it's kind of throwing them to the wolves, right? So Seattle 16 visiting San Francisco 28. So we scored 4 across the board here. I will tell you, lads, Seattle looked really good, except for DK Metcalf blowing his lid there at the end of the game. Yeah, Seattle looked as good as they did last week when they played. Who they play the week
Dallas.
before? Dallas.
Dallas.
Yeah.
35
Yeah, where they were
points
scoring
or something,
points.
38
Yeah. So they were playing pretty well. I mean, we did what we needed to do to win the game, but either way.
Biggest game of the week.
I don't
right
even
here,
know what
baby.
to say. It's like a hockey score. Fuck. What
That-
the
you know what?
baseball score? Like
I ran into a guy I used to work
Wild.
with. He said, Reg. And I said, what's up? And he goes, you know you're a Vikings. Do they know they're playing football? And I said, yeah, fuck off. You know, get out of
yeah.
here.
Good old Nick Mullins at the helm there. I was excited to hear that. Anyway, Rob dropped this one. The 3 rest of us, we scored a win on this one. We got Buffalo beating Kansas City 20-17. We'll talk about that one in a little bit.
I
Yeah,
love
yeah, go
losing
ahead,
this
Luke.
one. I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with
Watching
that,
Kansas.
yeah.
Yeah. Watching Kansas City lose. Yeah.
Doesn't
There you
hurt
go.
my feelings.
Rob and I scored the 1 point on the pick'em, and Reg and Luke lost that one. Denver continue to roll 24-7 Chargers. I went lone wolf on the Chargers. I thought maybe we would get finally some semblance of a team there, but it seems like that's not going to happen.
Well, you got semblance of a team, a shitty team.
Well, no, it's a good team, just a shitty coach.
I
Shitty
think
coach.
they ruled Herbert out for the rest of the season.
Yeah, busted finger.
Yeah.
Yeah,
shit,
yeah.
man.
Trouble in LA. Philadelphia 13, Dallas 33. Dallas looked every bit possibly the strongest team in the league. They looked very good in all. Yeah, they looked good. Dak looked good. Everybody looked good as far as I was concerned. Yeah. Green Bay 22, the Giants 24. Man, I don't even know what to make of this. Green
And-
Bay looked terrible. They looked
NFC
really, really
Player of
bad.
the Week, Tommy DeVito. offensive
Tommy
player.
DeVito.
And his
That's right.
They actually
family,
gave it to him.
his
I'm not
mafia
even joking.
family up in the stands.
Did you
bro.
see?
Like,
Did you see this?
I love
Did
it.
you see his mafia? His
agent?
The
agent?
kisses on
Yeah.
the cheek.
Did you see the before and
this
after?
This kid is legit, man. I hope he does what I hope he does well.
There's a lot of people saying that he's passing the eye test. I mean, I think there's something to be said still about whether or not that's true, but yeah, we'll see. I
Crazy
guess.
to think the Giants are 5-8. If they were to win out, they could make the playoffs, kind of thing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, but you know what? You know who doesn't look good is Saquon. Saquon doesn't look good at all. He is not making a lot of progress past the line of scrimmage, things like that. Like I was really, of course, I have him on my fantasy team, so I was watching intently, right? So.
But you got 2 touchdowns out of him.
Yeah, but that's because I think
were 1 yard
DeVito, DeVito like ran it to the 1 yard line, and then there was another reception or something like that. They went all the way down to the 1 yard line. Like it was.
I wonder if Saquon's just suffering from the fact that there's no quarterback. I mean, DeVito obviously played well, but no quarterback. Let's just stop the run. Like I imagine that's what teams are doing, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
Who knows? We'll see what happens. Yeah.
How many years has he been in the league now? Like he's taken a lot of this team's load on his back. Like
Well, they
Well, he's
I hate saying
been
that.
out
man.
a lot of it, so
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, is it catching up to him? Like he's carried this team. Him and even
Yeah.
Odell, I hate to admit that they played a big part in this team's success and having those superstars not perform. I mean, they basically turned their starting quarterback into a backup for life. Like,
yeah. It's
that's
true.
what you said, man.
Yeah. Here it is right here. Wait up. Oh. All right. And then Tennessee 28, Miami 27. We took Miami across the board. Luke locked in here and didn't work out for us. Yeah. What the fuck happened with Tyreek? Did you hear?
He blew
Did
his
you hear how that
ankle.
all played out? Blew his ankle, stood around on the sideline for half the game, and then he says he went back into the locker room, and his wife texted him and said, "Get back out there and play." And he went back out and played.
That's crazy. He,
Like, what
well, he
the-
ran off the field too. Right?
Yeah. Well.
Yes.
So there's
Yes,
some
dear.
thought that because Miami was winning so much that they weren't worried about putting him back in,
Yeah, yeah.
and then all of a sudden they were like, "Oh shit, we better put him back in."
Better win the game.
Jesus.
It's
Yeah.
questionable if he
Anyway.
plays this week, right? Like he actually hurt himself. Like
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
hurt
we'll
your
see.
all-stars down the stretch. Don't hurt your fucking all-stars if you don't need to. Like, come on. There's
Yeah.
so many pieces in Miami. Like, there's a guy you don't want to get hurt. Use the other
Yeah.
guys.
It's like watching
so many
Shanahan
things.
play McCaffrey when we're up 30 points. So
Yeah,
It's-
fuck
it's
that guy,
tough.
right?
Miles.
right? It's tough.
Wow, run.
It's tough. It's tough. All right. There's your recap. There's your pick-up recap for the week.
Damn.
So
Reg.
Rick takes the
uh,
lead. Good job, buddy.
yeah, fought back and back in the lead here, 102 to 100. Rob is officially gaining on Reg. He's got limited amount of weeks left, so he's got to pull some shit together here to make it work. But yeah, he's
I'm just gonna pick the same picks as Rob. Just
Rob, you need to switch it up every week a little bit. Like, and you do, but goddamn, that's a big hill.
Dude,
Yeah.
I take shots every week.
You do, yeah.
he really does. Yeah,
Oh,
he does.
You take more than I do.
Which is
100%.
which is why he's at 91.
probably like, yeah, there's a good chance.
All
I
right,
still like
lads, talk about the AFC playoff picture. What do you got?
fuck yeah.
it's crazy to think that in the hunt is the Houston Texans over there and the Denver Broncos.
Look at the Buffalo Bills at the very bottom of that list.
I know.
Give me the Browns.
Wild.
I was sold on
I
the
like it, the Browns.
Bills just never making it after I don't know 3 weeks ago. I was just like, they're not making it. There's no
Yeah.
chance. But then they pull out that win against Kansas City. But I think that the Texans have to take that Jag spot, right?
Yeah, I agree.
The Jags.
Yeah,
have been
Jacksonville doesn't
looking-
look good at all right now.
No, they do not look good at all. Yeah, I think that's the biggest one is the Texans need to slide into where the Jags are. The Colts are kind of like, who knows what Colts are going to show up kind of thing.
Yeah.
But-
Count the AFC North teams, folks. Count the AFC North teams.
Yeah.
Isn't that crazy?
Crazy.
How many times have we gone back and forth on this? We're like
Oh.
AFC North are like the strongest division in the league. Then all of a sudden Burrow goes down and this and that. Watson's what's
And the
happening in
best
Cleveland.
quarterback in the league, Jake Browning, steps up. Holy smokes.
But that's what I'm
Guy's
saying
on
is that
fire.
we're back in a position where theoretically four AFC North teams could make it here.
Yeah, I think they all
Well-
play each other like a lot here in the next couple
Oh,
of
do they?
weeks. So
There you
I
go.
imagine that'll, one of them will play spoilers for the other one. I'm actually really surprised though that the Browns have done as well as they have with no quarterback half the time. Like even when they had Deshaun, they didn't have a quarterback, in my opinion. But yeah,
Yeah.
I'm
We-
shocked.
We
that
talked
they
about
made
that
this far.
earlier, how they seem to have a stacked team elsewhere. And I'm not going to say I'm an expert with the Browns, but yeah, they could like literally put anybody in at quarterback and they're winning games somehow, right?
Yeah, defensively they're great, and then they got Amari Cooper, the tight end. I can't remember his name. for some
Njoku.
reason. Njoku, and
Njoku.
then Jerome Ford's running
Possibly
all over the
the-
place with Kareem Hunt. Like,
Yep.
yeah, they're
that's-
doing well.
Yeah.
And that's what I was gonna say. This is all without Nick Chubb.
Oh,
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This
Yeah.
team would be
Yeah.
you're
dangerous
right,
going
Rob.
into the playoffs with that guy still there.
yeah.
Casey,
Yeah. Poor Nick Chubb. Yeah.
Casey's going to fall out, but KC, like, I mean, they got to pull their pants up a little bit, right? Like, it would be very cool if
interesting
the
to-
Broncos snuck in, but
Yeah.
see how
It's
this
gonna be
goes,
interesting to
right?
watch Kansas City go on the road and play a playoff game because that's the way
Yeah.
it's shaping up right now. So
Yeah,
that'll be
Sweet.
interesting. Yeah.
Well, I think after Mahomes' little performance there at the end of the game, KC can go fly a kite. But
Yeah, I
It was
don't
like-
disagree with you, but that might be enough just to motivate them now, right? Like
Yeah.
you never know; it could go one way, or it could go the other. They have all the pieces to do it, right? It's just
they do.
there's something that's not clicking, and it's probably all
They-
their wide receivers because they really are playing awful for the most part. So
The
Uh,
Chiefs also have a very weak schedule to finish out the season.
They
right?
do.
They got the
They do.
Patriots. They got the Raiders. Bengals they'll probably lose to, and Chargers. So I mean, they should go 3-1 in the next 4.
Yeah.
So puts them at 11
Which-
and what 11
6.
and 6.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, yeah, KC's not KC that we would have expected for sure. How many AFC championships do they have in a row? Or sorry, how many AFC championships? How many title games?
it's like 5. Well,
5 in a row,
Mahomes has never played at the AFC Championship anywhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah,
yeah. they'll
so
be
like
going
5
on
in
the
a row or
road
something
to-
like that.
If they even get, I don't even know if they'll make it to the championship, right? Like who do you pick for the AFC championship right now? Looking at this list,
Baltimore.
obviously, like teams could
Uh,
like Baltimore could be playing
Well,
Houston and knock
That's
them
my-
out in the
that's my
first round
runaway.
or something. You know,
You know
what I
the
mean?
Yeah.
problem with these
I-
teams are though. These teams are all good, and when you stack them against the NFC, so the top 3 NFC teams struggle against these middle of the pack teams. And Rick's team did, right? Like the Niners
Yeah.
struggled for 2 games, and we don't know why. And it's sort of weird. It just makes me wonder. Like, I almost want to say, and I'm going to look into this. The AFC may be a little more stacked than they're perceived to be versus the top 3-4 teams in the NFC who's run away with it. And
Yeah.
everybody else
oh
is
yeah,
just that much
we
shittier.
said that though. That,
The NFC's a little
Yeah,
flashier. The AFC is a strong
That's-
conference for sure.
they're-
Yeah.
yeah.
Like the fucking Colts and the Browns are like, those are dark horse teams I would not want to match up against in the wild card. They just don't give a fuck. Especially if
yeah.
the Browns somehow got home. Jesus, they're like 6-1
Yeah.
at home.
I think if I had to pick,
Not getting home,
sorry, go ahead, Rob.
Well, I think Ravens and Browns.
Yeah.
I'm liking
think-
that. I'm liking the way the Browns are playing, and so
Yeah, I don't mind that pick either. I think in this situation, when I look around the group, when like Pittsburgh's team lacks experience in the playoffs, the Colts, that team lacks experience, the Jaguars lack experience. I still like Kansas City playoff style to make it deep. Even though they're playing bad right now, I just feel like they know what they're there for, and I think they're still dangerous. But I'm still a Texans fan. If CJ Stroud is back, I'm all about the Texans.
The
So,
Jags, they had a pretty good
rookie's
playoff
exciting.
run last year, though, right?
the Jags.
Was
Yeah,
that
they got
talking
bounced
experience?
just
They had that
before
crazy run last year into the playoffs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
Um,
yeah. But
think-
they don't have 5 AFC Championship experience.
oh no, for sure.
Yeah.
But like, I mean, like most of these, you're looking at the Bengals, Bills, Ravens, Chiefs as like playoff teams, right? When you look at this list
Sure.
in the past, like the Dolphins,
Yeah, the Bengals were.
did they even make it last year after Tua went down and they went like 8-9? Is that right?
I don't
know.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I still think the Ravens are the best team, even though the Rams, whatever happened there last week, looked weird.
Yeah.
I still think the Ravens are the best team in the AFC, and then I'm kind of leaning with you, Rick. Like Houston, I wouldn't be shocked to see the Broncos continue going.
Yeah,
it's
the
insane that they
Broncos
keep
are playing
winning
a
all
different
these
game right
games.
now.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's just
yeah.
it's crazy.
I like it, man. I like it.
Yeah.
I think is it the bets? I don't know. I like it though.
Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah.
Rob,
no,
what were you going to
go ahead?
Yeah, I was just gonna say Rob was trying to say something earlier. It's hard to when we can't see him when he's trying to jump in. So
Yeah. No.
just want to make sure I get back to him.
My only question there, you were high on KC. Are you still high on them going on the road, like you mentioned?
I'm high on. So the thing I think when you look like, so one thing in the playoffs that I think about is obviously I do feel like home field advantage is a massive thing. So as a division winner, they're going to get at least one, right? They're an outdoor team, so I don't mind them playing in Baltimore, which is an outdoor stadium. I worry about teams like the Colts. I worry about teams like the Texans because they're both indoor teams. So I do feel like the weather starts to play. There's a part of it. I know they're all pros and all that kind of stuff. So Do I feel as good about them going on the road? No, not necessarily. But do I still feel? I feel like the experience on that team. I think that they have what it takes to continue to go until they prove that they're not going to go. I think that we have to at least give them that.
Yeah.
And do you think that there's a possibility that they implode if things start to go bad? There's so much talent there, and they all win, right? And it's because you saw it with Mahomes last week at the end of the game, right? Like,
Yeah, it feels like
something's
it. Yeah.
starting- something's starting there.
Yeah, they're a little pissed off at the week before they got screwed on reffing, right? So he was like, it was like a box of matches just waiting to get lit at that point. Do I agree with his reaction? Hell no, absolutely not. There's no I think what's the most disgraceful. You can be pissed off at the ref all you want, but when you walk to center field or to
Shake hands with the other quarterback.
I just lost my.
Oh yeah. What Rick's trying to say though is when you roll to the center field and you shake hands with the other quarterback, you should say "good game, brother," not say "oh, this is bullshit," like the refs screwed us or whatever. I forget what Mahomes said, but he was bitching about
He
it.
complained to
and
the
he
other quarterback about the
Yeah, he
fucking
should have.
shit.
Yeah, he was complaining to the other quarterback about the
It
refs.
looked
It's like,
bad,
no,
man. It was,
no,
and then he went
you
on
need
the
to
press.
say,
The
"Good
press
game,
conference
buddy."
wasn't much better after, and he's getting killed on TikTok, which is he's probably seeing because like you know how they are. But I just
Yeah, that's the last
he's
guy
better
that
than that.
You should be bitching to, right? You know, like
He's
Reg
better
is
than
saying,
that.
like, you should be showing respect, right? So
Yeah,
there was worse
just
things going
battle.
on though, man. Like that lineman losing it on the coach there. Did you guys see that little shot? I forget who it was, but it was their the D lineman lost it on the defensive coach, like to the point where the coach like fucking chucked the tablet. It's wild. So that,
Oh,
that kind
no,
of
no,
shit
no.
got over shit. Oh yeah, there was a lot of other stuff going on in that game, right? They weren't. There's something going on there, man. Like someone said
Yeah.
earlier, I don't know who it was, but like they're not jiving like they were. They're just not clicking. And you know, they had a really good defensive team earlier. I think Rick said, you know, their receivers are so I think
Struggling,
to your
yeah.
point though, you hit that playoff time. I think an exciting game to see. I don't know how it would have to match up. Would be like the Fish and the Chiefs. To me, would be a cool game because I think you'd see a lot of fucking big plays, man. I think you have
Yeah.
Yeah.
that kind of matchup excites me for this division.
Yeah.
Because they played overseas too, right? In Germany this year.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and we were all upset about that game. It was like,
How do
Yeah.
do you think these guys feel pressure in the playoffs, or do you think that only hits like in the Super Bowl, or does it even hit in the Super Bowl? Right, like a lot of these guys have like played national championships, have already played in the playoffs, have already played in Super Bowls, all that kind of stuff. Do you
Yeah,
think-
I think the NFL is different though. I agree with you. Like, you know, you got a bunch of Alabama kids and they've all played, national championship
and they've
games
had
every
millions of
year,
people
right?
watching them, and
Yep.
yeah, that's,
Yeah,
that's
I
what
don't-
mean. Like, do you think the pressure? Because like, CJ Stroud's going to come in and his game's going to be at 4:00, or it's going to be the night game. It's going to be the only game on. Like, is he going to feel that pressure? Right? I don't know.
I think they do feel the pressure. I think these rookie, these first time in the playoffs, because when you think about it, it's a culmination of, for the most of them, it's the same game they've been playing since they were 8 years old, right?
Mhm.
And now they're within striking distance of achieving the goal that they've always wanted to. Where when you have a team that's been there and done that, and they know what it feels like, and they know why they're hungry for it again, and what it feels like and what it takes to have to pull that off. So I do think that there's an experience. I think that's why you see like these veterans right now, like you'll see that players getting picked up for teams. Like you'll see teams start dropping practice squad players and picking up veteran presence, like Super Bowl champions that have been sitting on their couches because they want that veteran presence in their locker room,
Mhm.
right? So they want that. There's a value to it for sure.
Yep, for sure.
Joe Flacco included.
Joe Flacco. Joe
fucking
Flacco.
Flacco, man.
That's
I
right.
love it.
All right.
How
Well,
cool would that be if he played the Ravens in the playoffs?
yeah, well,
would be-
this is a good chat for us. I'll make sure we come back to it every week. I'll kind of pop it up there, and sometimes there'll be changes, sometimes there won't. But we'll move on. We'll talk about the Kadarius Toney, the infamous toe. So your thoughts there, lads? I mean, there's no imaginary line. There's no nothing. You can see the ball.
Yeah.
There has not been a snap yet. Okay, Mahomes isn't even in the receiving, stance to receive the snap. The ball is definitely positioned to be snapped
Yeah, it's 100% offsides.
without a doubt.
My question is should they just blow this dead as soon as it snaps? Like I don't know, because like obviously it's kind of like the offsides, like a defensive offsides. Now all of a sudden you get a shot. So like
Like
if
a
the
false start,
defense
you mean.
recognizes this, are they going to take
Well,
more shots,
It's a
jump
neutral
routes
zone
kind of
foul.
thing? Like,
No,
Yeah.
this foul, they're going to allow it to play because there could be an adjustment before the snap, right? Like
That's right.
he could correct himself and reset himself before the snap.
yeah, but I'm saying
So they
once
allow it.
snap, why don't they blow it
And
dead?
then blow it dead.
Because
Blow
there's
it
no
straight
the only play that they
But-
blow dead. The only
Is
play that
this
they
false
blow
start.
dead
False
is a false start or when a player is unabated to the quarterback. Those are the
Sure.
only plays they call dead because those are the ones where the other one they're worried about the quarterback getting hit is
Yeah.
really what they're
Yeah.
worried about. And false start. I mean, why allow it to play through in that situation if somebody's got that much of an advantage, right? Like it doesn't make any
Regis'
sense.
point here,
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. That was my only thought about it is because like it's clearly offsides and it's just like, if they blow it dead, then maybe it's not as much of a thing, right? Like
If they keep blowing it dead though, like how much is that going to slow the game down? I think that's a huge problem right now.
Well, to
To
that
Rob's
point,
earlier,
this
if
guy's
happened at 9 minutes, right? Like, would they have called that as quick? Like, he's not
well, I'm
wrong.
saying they
Yeah.
have to snap it then blow it dead, right? Like I'm not saying they
Yeah.
just
How
like wait until
How many times a game does that happen though? Like, holy, like,
I,
Oh.
you know what? In my opinion, he's looking at the ball.
yeah, he
You're a
didn't check.
professional. That's on you.
yeah, it
dude.
looks like it.
Oh,
Like,
for sure.
come
Yeah,
on.
exactly. And it's not up to the refs. Like why put that on the refs? Let him play it out. What if there's an interception for a touchdown?
Exactly.
I mean,
you know what I mean?
That
you know,
that
it's
was
a
my
big
point about
game.
not blowing it dead. Like obviously the defense gets an opportunity to do something big, but it sucks to see a play like a crazy play like that go away, obviously. But
Possibly, if that was in a playoff, it would have went down as one of the greatest plays ever. Like
Yeah.
seriously incredible,
Wow.
absolutely like. And it's funny because when you think about it, it looks so. I watched if you guys watch on DAZN, you can go watch and see the coaches' cameras, and to watch this play develop, you're just like, oh my
Holy
god,
shit.
like it's insane, right? So, yeah, I look, you can't 1 week you can't bitch about the calls not happening, and then bitch about the calls happening. You just can't. Right. Like you can't have it both ways. They nailed it. The referees were right on this one. The fact that he's a 3-year vet and he's lined up fucking half a yard past the quarterback or past the ball that's a problem. That's a problem as far as I'm concerned. So yeah, it
like,
sucks
I don't
that we
even know how
watched.
he makes the mistake, right? Like he's got the hash mark right in front of him. Like his
And
foot is
not
on
only
that hash
that,
mark, and
he's
if
the
you look down at the
closest-
other hash, like
He's the closest pass catcher to the ball. Like you said, unimpeded. He's not looking through anything, dude.
Like his toes almost in line with the Bills' toe. Like, look at it.
It's
Like
over
he
it,
can't
over it.
see the matching receiver on the other end
Yeah.
Yeah.
because the center's in the way. Right? Like
So
I
he's like, no,
wonder-
fuck it. I'm just gonna move ahead a bit so I can see him.
yeah. Fuck it, I'm just
Maybe
gonna move up a little bit.
But
Maybe
so
they
that,
won't
and, like,
notice.
Kelsey throws like the perfect spiral back to
What-
run that fucker in and win the
and
game
I think-
magically, and they call it back, and Kermit the Frog loses his mind. It couldn't have been more poetic.
I think what sucks about the whole thing is literally him lining up a half a yard ahead of the ball had zero impact on the outcome of the play.
Yep.
None. It didn't have any
yeah.
impact, and that's
Nothing
what
to do with
sucks.
it. Yeah.
That's what sucks. Even though he was the one who caught the pass from Kelsey and scored the touchdown, it's not because he was a half a yard ahead. It had nothing to do with it. So
like, if
that's
this-
what.
yeah, sorry. Like if this was like a run play and he gets to the second level quicker and gets a block or
He gets a
something like-
block or he turns the block and seals
For sure.
seals the end. Absolutely. I totally agree with it. But yeah, it just sucks to watch
But the-
this happen.
Yeah, but that kind of shit happens all the time too, right? There'll be a, defensive holding on the other side of the field, and there's
Yeah.
a touchdown, a two-step
Or-
drop and
or-
he bombs it and it's a
or
touchdown.
teams
It's like,
stop
oh,
a
there's a
third down,
defensive
right?
holding or whatever kind of thing. So
Yeah, man.
Well, did you hear Andy Reid? He was like, usually I get a warning about this. Well, it's less than a minute and a half at the end of the game. You're gonna get a warning now, and then nothing's gonna happen. Like you can't give a warning with a minute and a half left in the game.
yeah.
Like that was
I
his
mean-
thing. He was like, yeah, go ahead.
Sorry, but Andy Reid's not looking at that ball either. Bullshit. You know what I mean?
Well,
It's
it
not
all
he
like-
might
depends
not be
on where
online
Andy
with it,
Reid is.
right?
Yeah, it depends on where Andy Reid is on this situation,
Like
right?
if he's 7 yards up the field, watching some like
Yeah.
right, like at that angle, he's never gonna see that. He
But
needs to
the
be
other
straight
thing
on
is
the line.
they are at home. So to Rob's point now, they're at home. The crowd is actually quiet because you can hear every fucking thing Mahomes is saying during this play,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And why isn't somebody on their sideline who is lined up directly with him saying, yelling, like losing
Yeah.
their shit, right?
Yeah.
Like,
well, they probably don't have
Maybe they
anyone
were
to do something like
It's
that. Because
who knows?
so
You know,
this
a player.
there was something that got I agree that maybe a player would be saying something, but then like, are you messing with the juju of the whatever? What I'm saying though is like
he
the
forgot what he said. He forgot what he was going to say. Look, he fucking,
Now
he's
you
drawing a
messed me
blank.
up.
He's drawing.
now yeah,
There he is.
exactly.
It's like, oh, I don't know.
Now,
I got
now I'm
nothing.
toast. I thought I had a good
I got it.
point, but
Look,
You did.
I got a little point on
Yep.
this particular offside, and just saying, like, there's been calls both ways, and you never in any sport want to leave things in the hands of the referee. Everybody says it, right? And it happened in the Super Bowl last year, and it's brought up a couple of times. There's
Yep.
calls that go every way. The Eagles are literally 10-3 because they got away with calls. It's just you don't want to leave things in the hands of the ref, and when you're a professional athlete, I feel like this is like basic shit right here, man. I'm
Yeah, I
sorry.
think, and to
don't
your
feel bad
point,
for him
Yep.
at all.
to your point, they didn't lose the game on this play. They
No.
lost the game for the other 55 minutes
Oh,
of the
for
game.
sure.
Yeah, and this
You know what I
player
mean?
is one
So-
in a million. Like,
Yeah.
come on.
Exactly.
That's
Exactly.
one thing
So
they fail on is they focus on one play all the time, and this was amazing to focus on, but 100 other
This
things
is-
did not go right for them.
Guys,
And I
this is the
appreciate-
equivalent of the Music City Miracle. Like this is insane.
speaking of which, Kevin Dyson, he passed away this week. The thrower of the Music
Yeah.
City Miracle. Actually, I think the night that this play happened.
No shit.
Yeah. So, yeah, and I don't. I like that Mahomes is, waking up and realizing that he looked like a fucking asshole on TV. And he's eating the crow right now. But I think that in the eyes of the NFL fans, so that used to, you enjoy watching Mahomes if you're not Luke. Because you enjoy because he does some cool shit. But I think that there's all of us lost a little bit of something with him the way he carried on. So I'll forever be very upset with the way that he went to half field to greet Josh Allen and proceeded to bitch about the call.
yeah, it's
It
got to
is
be a
poetic
good
justice.
game.
Poetic
Hope
justice.
everyone's healthy. Good luck.
Fuck him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, Luke.
Poetic
Vikings are a
fucking
wild
justice,
card?
you little fuck.
Yeah.
You forgot the last part.
Okay, so the only thing that's not adjusted here is for those of you not viewing that might be listening afterwards, we're looking at the NFC playoff picture right now. So we've got San Francisco in the top, Dallas 2, Detroit 3, Tampa Bay's at 4, Philly at 5, Minnesota at 6, and Green Bay at 7. And Green Bay, their record says 6-6, and I believe it's actually 6-7. And they still actually hold that spot. So
It was
um
Miami was the same thing. I think we had 9.
Oh, was it?
and 3, they were
Okay.
9 and 4.
Okay. Gotcha.
I didn't know the Vikings were in the wild card slot now. That's pretty exciting.
Mm-hmm.
But I'll let someone else go on this.
Yeah. Well, one of you NFC people talk. Let's go. Oh, I guess you're all NFC people. Rob, Luke,
We're all
what do you think?
all four of us.
Right
Me?
now, I
Go ahead, Rob,
think
you first.
that Seattle looks very good. We don't know what's going on with the NFC South. You can interchange that every damn week.
Yeah.
So with that in mind, the Lions are the ones on the hot seat here. I'm a Lions fan. I hate this right now.
Yeah.
Like I said early on in the year, maybe to Rick or my dad, I'm up so high that I don't even enjoy it right now because I know it's all going to crumble. it's a Lions
Spoken like
game.
a true Lion fan.
So you know what? I think you do see the flip flop. I don't think you see Tampa Bay finish the division leader. And I just think it's just because there's going to be so much swapping in that division, and I do think that Seattle gets in, and there's a possibility the Lions get bounced right out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
I don't think so
I
either.
don't think it'll happen, but
Well, there's only 4
Well,
games left, so for them to be bounced out, like,
Well, they play the
They'd have
Vikings
to have a
twice.
real
oh, they
bad
still
go.
play the Vikings twice.
Yeah.
yeah,
They play
Oh.
next week.
16 and 18, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly.
Oof.
And
I
they've
feel
also
like we
got
1-1 there.
they've got the Lions have a pretty tough schedule. Like if you consider the Vikings games tough games, probably not, but we'll talk about that. They got the Broncos
Oh,
this
tough.
week, and they
Yep.
got the Cowboys. So they got the Broncos, Vikings, Cowboys, Vikings. So
We don't
need
do
one
well
win.
against scrambling quarterbacks, and well, look at this, or
Uh,
mobile quarterbacks. They don't have to
Yeah.
be scrambling, but we got 4
You
of them.
never know. You never know.
I think the biggest
Well-
thing when I look at this is teams 3 to 11. I don't even think are close to 1 and 2. I
No.
think the Cowboys in San Francisco are just completely on a different level than the rest of these teams.
Although you want to know here what's crazy? Hold on, just to point something out. If Philly wins out, I read this the other day. If Philly wins out, so the next 4 games,
Yeah.
they are the number 2. They are the winner of the NFC East. Because
because they've
they'll
won
have
in the
the
division
intercon.
most.
Yeah, they'll
Yeah.
have the interdivision games.
Yeah.
Sure,
They
yeah.
just have to
Two
win
gi-
out, so they'll swap.
2 Giants games coming up, Arizona and Seattle.
Yeah, Seattle's their biggest. Seattle's their.
Yeah, you know what? I wouldn't put it past the Giants the way they're playing to do something crazy into the year. I mean, if you don't mind, I'll go. The
Yep.
Yeah.
they've played like, dude, they could be 6 and 7 right now. You know, you could argue. I would argue the first game of the year was a prelude to the rest of the year versus the Pats. It was close. Second game close. Minnesota. They probably, you know what? And I'm not going to say the refs won the game for them on the fucking Bills game, but the Chiefs game, there were some questionable calls at the end there. And again, you can't leave it in the hands of the ref. It's a whole game.
Yeah.
But there's 4 games there that could have went both ways for them, right? And they got exposed by playing San Francisco and Dallas that same way. And you can't have that many turnovers in the game and expect to win. And if you look their points for and points against, they get scored on a lot. Dallas and San Fran don't. I think the Eagles are comfortably in 3rd right now. I'm not looking forward to a wild card game, but I mean, if there's home field advantage, it's just another game. But they got to get their shit
Yeah.
together, man. They're not going to win any. They're not going to make the big show at this pace. No fucking way. And I hate saying that.
Yeah.
But
I
they're
think.
comfortable in 3rd.
Yeah, I think Reg is right. I think San Francisco and Dallas is playing the best in the conference right now. San Fran's biggest challenge coming up is going to be we've got Baltimore on Christmas Day, so that'll give a good measuring stick for NFC versus AFC. Dallas, on the other hand, if I'm not mistaken, has a bit of a schedule ahead of them. Starting with, I believe, the Bills this week.
The Bills and the
Um,
Dolphins.
Yeah, so they got to play some ball. So there could still be some changes there, which means that if Detroit picks up a win here, like there's a lot. I think what blows my mind right now is when you look at all the 6 and 7. There is so much 6 and 7 right now in the NFC, and this is
Yeah.
the same thing that we were talking about, early on when we did our playoff predictions and things like that. We said, or at least I remember saying myself that, the AFC, I was fighting to I was pushing teams out of the playoffs.
Yeah.
In the NFC, I feel like I'm like, oh, are you going to come in or are you going to come in? Like, who's coming in? Right.
Probably shoving them
that's,
in, baby.
yeah, practically shoving them in. Yeah. So that's where I struggle with the NFC. I'm not really sure. And, 4 weeks to play. There's still lots to go. I am happy that we've clinched our spot. So that's good. Thank you, Green Bay. But yeah, we'll see. I guess we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, I think the Cowboys Bills game will be a very interesting thing this weekend to see where the Bills are at. But as for the Cowboys, the Dolphins game is the biggest one for them for sure.
Is that
The
in
Dolphins
Miami,
can
Reg? Do you
score
know?
and they can score a lot. So we'll
I
see what
think
happens there.
I'm actually more excited about seeing Dallas in Buffalo because
Yeah.
right now Dallas has played at home those two big games that they played, and when they went to San Francisco, they got their asses kicked. So
And
again,
you know what?
is-
I'll tell you this too. Dallas isn't as fucking good as they are outside of those fields, man.
this is what I'm
maybe
saying.
being a-
Like outside of
being a
that dime,
homer.
that
Philly fucking smacked them around at home, man. They didn't like playing outside there. So
that's what I'm
fuck
saying.
that.
And I said that last week.
That's
Like
right.
if we went
100%.
back to the Dallas and Philly game to pick it, and it was playing in Philly, I would have picked Philly. Like I only picked Dallas mainly because it was Dallas at
100%,
home.
dude. It's
Yeah.
Dallas in a dome, and Dallas, man, like they're gonna. No offense, Rob, playing in a dome in Detroit, you're gonna love that. They're gonna friggin'
Yeah.
love that, right? So,
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
I-
there's lots of domes here.
Yeah.
yeah, man.
Yeah, tons of domes on this. or there's the warm weather, right? Like Tampa
Yeah,
Bay,
Or hot. that's
Atlanta,
right.
New Orleans, like LA, right? Like those are all warm teams, right?
But
So
Seattle has shit weather, and so does
Yeah.
Philly. But
San Fran, you'll
Green
get
Bay, I
rain.
guess.
It'll be rainy.
Yeah, you get rain.
Did Dallas not just blow the game against the Eagles though? The first one. I thought
They-
Dallas was
there's-
just pumping.
There
them
was
a
a
couple
couple
of
games.
You're right. There was a whole bunch of calls
was
down
close.
one way, and a whole bunch of calls went back. Again, we can argue about the refs all day, but there was calls
Sure.
all game. But there was a couple
Dallas-
plays.
There was
where,
stops
like,
at the goal line and shit like that.
could
They
make
missed
goals.
plays.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I'll tell
And
you,
Dallas
like if
did
the Eagles
jump out
played like they
early.
did against Miami, that's the team. I think it's week 4 when they played Miami. That was where I'm like, okay, they're getting their shit together. They're getting
Yeah.
their shit together, and they
Yeah.
haven't.
Gotcha.
They haven't got their shit together. They've been playing with luck all year. They've had some amazing friggin' plays, and then the last 2 weeks they needed to get their asses kicked because they need to know how bad they are. They need
You know
to know
what I
they're sick.
noticed in this Dallas game that just happened, them and Philly, was AJ Brown, he let Dallas get under his skin way too quick. Like he
big
was
time.
was
Just like
really
Metcalf did with San Fran, man.
Well, it's
they
just-
fucking played him hard.
yeah.
They played him hard, man.
Anyway.
Metcalf looked fucking funny, and I read something, and I don't know if this is true. But maybe you know it, Rick. Like, it was almost like Kyle Shanahan saying,
yeah, he
like-
did. He
like,
set
look,
them up.
Yeah,
he
it
did.
was good, man. Hey, whatever.
That's something we would have liked to sit. Did you guys hear about that, Reg Rob?
What's up?
So
No.
Shanahan basically all week he played a whole bunch of clips of DK Metcalf losing his shit on the field.
Oh no.
Different things, and he said, whoever can get
Bounty-
DK to lose his shit, they get a Christmas present.
Bounty Gate
So
number 2.
Yeah,
Bounty Gate
yeah.
2.0.
so
Plus 2 weeks in a row, players kicked out of the fucking game.
San Fran game, yeah. San Fran
tough,
just out
man.
here, yeah. They're
They're
just
mean
a
fuckers,
bunch of fucking
bullies.
cheaters. Yeah, just a bunch of cheaters.
Bullying, just
Well, you know what's
bullying
funny
everybody.
is the same play. Hold on, the same play that got Dre Greenlaw thrown out is
Yeah.
the same thing that DK did to Fred Warner. The
Really?
exact same thing that he did to Fred Warner.
Like,
Yeah. And
well,
Diomedor
TK carried
Lenore,
fast, but Warner hit him in the back of the head, right? But they were fucking.
he
around
came up
before
and
that.
shoved him. But
Yeah.
it was our cornerback, one of our nickel corner, Diomedor Lenore, came out of
Nothing to do with
nowhere.
it.
And it's funny. Well, it's funny because with the first scrum, he like does a little shove, but then
Yeah.
later on, I was watching it live, and he comes through and he just haymaker, bam, and he punches a guy right in the face. He punches that Bobo guy right in the face. Right. And that's what he got ejected for. It was
Bobo?
hilarious. Yeah. He punched Bobo right in the face. All right.
I laugh at
Okay,
that shit, man.
shall we
I
move on?
shouldn't laugh-
Oh, no,
I shouldn't
I
laugh
like-
at that.
I
Yeah.
like Niners Cowboys for the championship.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know who I like in the championship here. Shit. Yeah, I'll say we see a Niner Philadelphia game in San Francisco this year.
What do we got?
I
Like
think- I
7
think-
more games left to the Super Bowl. 7? Is that how many are left? 8.
Well, it'd be
8
A 4 and then
So they got to win
yeah.
8 more games. So like literally
wild
they're-
card
they just
divisional
gotta-
championship.
That's
Yeah.
a lot
7
of fucking
games.
football, man. That's a lot of football to get there.
It's a
And
half
then-
a season.
Yeah.
That's right. 7 games to get to the championship. A lot of shit can happen. But I like those picks, Rick. Thank you.
Yeah. Reg, who do you got in the NFC championship game?
Don't be a homer.
I would go 1 and 2. I really don't think any of these other teams compete against
I
San
think
Fran
Philly
and
competes.
the Cowboys. Sorry?
I think Philly competes. I don't think you can group Philly and with the rest of them.
Sure, but
I think it is
like,
1, 2, and 5 are the 3 best teams.
Philly's solely in third, man. Philly is solely in third.
Yeah,
They're
yeah,
not first or second.
100%,
They're not
and
fourth or anything less. They're solely in third.
I do think
Who's 4? Here's a better question. Who's 4 right
Yeah,
now in this?
That's
in
what I'm
this?
saying.
Who's
Lions.
4? You think? I see. I think.
Oh no, it can't be
hmm.
Seattle.
No,
I
I
think
think
Lions.
the Rams are
think
playing
Lions
really
beat
well
all
right
those
now. Green Bay, if Green Bay didn't play the way they did on Monday night, I'd have been
Yeah.
hands down Green Bay. I just said
I
Green
agree.
Bay without even a. But
It's-
Jordan Love looked awful, like absolutely, like beginning of the season awful.
yeah, like
Jefferson's coming back.
Love
He's starting
awful.
to practice again, eh?
Yeah,
If
That-
it's the first
Baker,
you know,
fucking Baker, or what?
yeah,
if it's the first 6 weeks,
yeah,
the Lions.
yeah.
The Lions,
but-
you know what I mean. But is it the? Are
But
we
week
gonna get the
18,
first
who's number
6 weeks?
4?
Yeah,
Who's the
that's-
fourth best? Not fourth in the standings. Who's the
Well, it
fourth
can't
best
be any
team
of the
there?
South, right?
Well,
No,
no, we're not going standing, Reg.
So then you're just going between
strength, just power, just power ranking
Yeah,
here.
yeah,
Who's
you're
number
looking at-
4?
yeah.
I
Between
think
1,
now,
2, and
like
3. I think
today.
we're all good on
I
3.
would take the Rams.
Yeah,
I think
Nah,
the
I gotta go
Rams. I
fourth.
think the Rams are close to
Lions.
me too.
Gotta go Lions.
Yeah. There you go.
I still
right.
think
I'm
they're
I'm
the
gonna
more
stick with the
talented
Lions,
team
too, on
than
that one.
most
Yep.
of these guys.
Yep, that's
I
fair.
like Rams next though. I like Rams in the next one, but yeah, that's a good one. Rams are.
All right, we'll kind of move quickly through this segment. One, because I want to plug the All-Star, the Pro Bowl games that they did last year. It's kind of fun, a little bit of a spin on it. This year it's in Orlando, back in Orlando. Voting is open right now. You can vote as many times as you want. So log on, punch in a couple numbers. You just basically go down the list and pick. You can just pick your team basically if you want. But it's just a popularity vote, really, right? Who do you want to see there? So what I did was I captured the top vote getters for quarterbacks, top vote getters for running backs, and the top vote getters for wide receivers. So if you go through the list here, guys, Tua is number 1, CJ Stroud is number 2, rookie number 2.
Oh, this
I
is
think
the
what's
actual order of their vote.
currently right now, yeah, this is where they're sitting. So
Sam Howell's
fantasy
number-
rankings.
Yeah, okay.
Look at
oh
Rob.
no, it says that. I thought the
it's the-
number. Oh, that's the yards. Oh, I thought this was
Yeah,
the
it's
vote
sorted by,
getters.
like their
Oh,
yards.
I
yeah.
got all
This is their
excited. I
stats,
was.
isn't it? Isn't there stats? No.
Yes,
Number
their
one-
yards.
It's with their
Yeah, their
stats, but it's
stats.
just
So
sorted by
seven,
yards.
seven
It's
Stroud.
the top 12 quarterbacks.
Wow, I
This is a two.
screwed up. Anyway, all right. Well,
Oh,
these are the top 12 basically in yard getting right now.
Yeah, that makes more sense.
Yeah. So what do you think? So let's say AFC quarterback. Who's the AFC starting quarterback?
Tua probably.
Tua?
To,
I would say
Yeah.
Tua.
Yeah. Yeah, Mahomes is going to get the popular vote as far as I'm concerned.
he's
you know
think-
what?
I
I
think
think
two will come through.
Lawrence gets a popular vote too. What
Yeah.
I don't think Lawrence. Yeah, I guess. I
I think
guess
he gets a
Lawrence maybe
popular
makes it as
vote.
number 3.
But
where's Minshew?
yeah, I think he gets in there.
Yeah, I think
Uh,
you go Tua, Mahomes, Lawrence, or
Depending
Tua,
on how
Mahomes,
Allen plays the rest of the
Well,
year.
Buffalo, those fucking idiots in Buffalo are probably voting like constantly,
Yeah,
right?
they're
Like,
voting last.
no work
last
is getting
year.
done right now in
Yeah.
Buffalo,
Those fucking
right?
I
idiots.
I think if Allen plays well here near the end, he takes it over Lawrence.
If CJ Stroud doesn't make it, it's a fucking travesty. I don't give a fuck what they say. That one game alone. should
Well,
be
he'll
up
make
there
it. Well, he'll make it because one of those quarterbacks is going to play in the
Oh.
Super Bowl, so they're not going to play.
all day. Yeah. all
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
You're right.
Sorry, Tua,
Yeah.
CJ Stroud, and then Mahomes. That's yeah.
Well, I think it's yeah. I actually think Josh Allen will get another popular vote. I think you got Mahomes and Allen there for sure, and then there's a third, and then whoever number 4 is will play because one of those 3 will. So it's probably Tua, Allen, and Mahomes, and then I imagine you'll see either Stroud or Lawrence in as the third when the other one goes to the Super Bowl. Yeah, NFC.
Well, I think
Purdy,
we know the
Dak.
top 3. I don't know what order you want to argue them in, but like, Rob, do you agree?
doesn't
The
matter.
top 3: Purdy, Prescott, Hurts.
No.
Reg probably doesn't. I know.
I don't
Rob's got
agree with.
Rob's a
I don't
Goff.
agree with Hurts. I really don't.
No,
I
like,
I might actually go Goff.
it-
I
it
might go
is
Purdy,
good.
Prescott,
Hurts has
Goff,
ran
to
more
be honest.
touchdowns than your entire team. Actually, I don't
Wait.
even know that.
I know,
Hurts
I
has
know. Hurts
31
scored,
touchdowns.
but
Is that include? That must be including his running touchdown. He hasn't passed for 31 touchdowns.
No, he's got like
No,
12
they're
touchdowns,
rushing.
running touchdowns.
They're rushing
Yeah.
touch. So they count the
Yeah, okay.
brotherly shove
Yeah.
as a rushing touchdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he does run them in the odd time when he feels
Yeah,
like
yeah.
he can do it.
Yeah. One
Uh,
10 times.
Hurts
He's not
seems
playing.
off
He's
right
fucking
now.
hurt, man.
yeah.
Goff's not playing well.
It's got to be Purdy, Prescott, and then Goff or Hurts.
Yeah, I think you're right there on your top 4.
Purdy Prescott all day, right?
Yeah.
I love how
Yeah.
Howell's up there.
And I
love
think
it.
again, because it's a popular vote, I think that Hurts will get the popular vote with Goff probably as number 4. Or Stafford. Stafford could also
I love
be
Stafford. I love
Stafford could
sneaking
be
in
could be
man.
there to sneak in for number 4. So
The
we'll
old
see what
boy in
happens.
there. I
there.
like that shit.
Yeah. All right. One running back for AFC.
AFC.
Who's your AFC running back? Number 1. Ooh.
Mostert. Yeah.
Mostert,
Etienne.
you guys, eh? I love it.
Etienne's hurt right now. If
Yeah, but look at
Mostert keeps
Mostert,
running,
look-
man,
Look, he's got 18 TDs.
he's
Yeah.
unreal, man.
He's
Yeah,
killing
he's
it.
like sitting in the bushes down in Miami. He's
Yeah.
fucking pretty
Well, look
Again,
at him.
because it's a
Look at him.
popular vote, I think Derrick Henry probably gets the start. I'd love to see Mostert being a 49er guy get in there, but I think that I pick Henry to be
Mostert,
the
Have a look though. Look at
Mostert.
McCaffrey's.
Yeah.
Look at McCaffrey's and look at Mostert's bottom
Yeah.
lines. They're
Mostert's
the exact
pretty
same.
good.
Yeah, except for the 1,600 yards to
I said the
bottom lines. Oh, the bottom lines. Yeah, yeah, you're right.
The other thing
Yeah.
too is Mostert split like how many TDs did what's his name get?
A chain.
No, you're
Rob, what's his name? Rob?
Shut up. It's A chain. Because
A Cackney.
he's taking 2 chains.
Dude, chains from
Beat hard.
McCackney.
Yeah.
beat hard.
Beat hard.
I would go Mostert or
I
Henry.
want that
and
on my
then
next jersey.
NFC,
with the
everyone
space.
should be saying CMC, right?
Yeah,
Oh,
it's gonna
yeah.
be
Yeah.
McCaffrey. So who's number 2 in the NFC then? If McCaffrey, because he's gonna be in the playoffs or in the Super Bowl.
Oh, number 2. Jesus.
I mean, this is almost all AFC.
Probably
Okay.
Pollard.
Bijan,
no.
Pollard or Swift's been pretty good at the beginning.
DeAndre Swift.
But you
DeAndre
don't have
Swift.
any
Alright.
Lions in here.
Well, I just picked literally the top
He just screenshotted the top 12.
I
the
know,
top
I know.
12. Yeah.
Um,
Don't be an insane
Man,
fan.
NFC running back.
Pollard.
Pollard, I would go with this time
Yeah.
of year. Like if it was week 6, I'd say Swift, but right now
Rashad
week 15,
White?
probably
Jesus.
Pollard.
well,
I didn't realize that
thinking,
Rashad White had 1,100, almost
I'm
1,200
thinking
yards.
Bijan, like those guys are-
Bijan.
Score. But Polar's only got 5 touchdowns too, right?
I think though Swift
That's-
brings
that's
a
messed
lot,
up.
and
Yeah,
you know he's definitely a guy that can get in there.
I like DeAndre Swift too. Yeah, I'm a fan. Okay, last one. Wide receivers.
Tyreek Hill.
Hill.
Yep.
Tyreek Hill.
CeeDee
Just
Lamb.
one each, Rick.
And these are all receiving yards again. So Debo does. Oh, CeeDee Lamb. You pick CeeDee Lamb. Okay. Yep. That makes sense.
Yeah, I go CeeDee Lamb.
Fair enough.
For NFC?
Yeah.
Or you know
I
what?
like
Depends.
AJ Brown.
I like AJ too, man. I
And-
didn't even see him there. I thought he got cut.
Amon Ross St.
Come on.
Brown is no slouch either, fellas. He's a
Yeah.
very underrated wide receiver. That guy can ball.
AJ's last 2 games have been shit, man. You know who I'd love to see win this is Keenan Allen. The guy just sits like I feel bad for him. Almost wasted talent.
Yeah,
Same
Look
with
at
Mike
The whole
Puka,
team.
though. Holy
Look
shit.
at Puka. Look at Puka.
Yeah.
See that grab? See this grab in this last game?
Was it?
Yeah.
That was
Like
wild,
Stafford
man.
dropped it in a bucket, and
Yeah.
he was like fully extended and caught it. It was incredible.
Yeah.
And Nico
This-
Collins. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Nico's hurt though.
lot of-
Well, he's kind
lot of
of in and out
talent
of
there,
hurting.
man.
Yeah.
All right,
All right.
let's move on to the preview. Thursday night game. Here you go, a real slobber knocker, as they say. The LA Chargers in town visiting the Vegas Raiders. 3 of us took the Raiders. Luke, Chargers. Just throwing one
tell
out
you
there
what.
for a win or what? Yeah, go ahead.
No, neither the Chargers or the Raiders actually have home crowds, so they both play on the road every week, no matter where the fuck they are. It's embarrassing to be honest. However,
So
The
so whose fans are going to show up in
Raiders didn't
Las
score.
Vegas?
That's it. I think the Chargers will, to be honest. I think like Vegas just shows up when they're like the Leaf fans, man. They just show up when it matters, right? Like
They're the
Scott-
worst.
what does a Vegas fan look like? I'd love to see
Are you-
one. I'm sure
Yeah.
they're out there.
You know
I
what?
know,
When they were in
I know,
Oakland,
man.
6'4",
when they were when they were in Oakland, I would have never gone to the Black Hole to watch a 49ers Raiders game ever in my life because I might get stabbed. Like I literally
wouldn't
might
get
get stabbed.
No,
You weren't. They
Yeah.
actually. It was so bad that they canceled the preseason. Every year we played a preseason game against them. They actually
People
stopped
got
that
hurt.
because people were getting killed, not hurt, killed
Yeah.
at these games.
like bad.
So, yeah. So, but now that it's in Vegas, I have no problem going to see the Niners in Vegas
I would
I'll wear all my
Niners
shit
fans.
anybody
because I'll be with a bunch of
people.
Niners fans.
Yeah,
Um,
you'd be laughing, man. They just drive there.
There's got to be some sort of joke. Do you see the name of the LA Chargers quarterback?
Oh
Is
yeah, I
Easton
picked him on my.
stick like a hockey stick in the
Like-
Vegas. They played a hockey game last week. Like that guy's
That's
name
hilarious.
is Easton Stick. Like I can't believe his fucking parents.
I
named
laughed
him
at that.
Easton Stick, and then he became a football
Hockey
player.
stick.
All right, Reg, talk about your
Easy to
parlay.
win.
Raiders need to win this because Easton Stick probably can't win it. Devontae Adams. Sorry, the Chargers pass defense is probably one of the worst in the league. They've looked a bit
Just
better the last
insane.
couple weeks, but they played against. I don't know who they played against last. Who'd they just lose to? The Broncos? Is that right? I forget who they played against. Doesn't matter. But the week before, it was that game where it was like 6-0 against the Patriots. So like defensively, they looked okay the last 2 weeks, but they're a
This is really
shitty
bad.
pass
I
defense.
can't believe
So
this is a
I'm
Thursday
going with
game.
Aiden O'Connell tears them up. I know it's Thursday night. Devontae Adams gets a touchdown, and they cover the spread. So
There you go. All right, Robert. But fucking
Go
the two
home.
the two leg.
Devontae
What-
Adams is
what
gonna have a
kills me
game.
is he gets way more odds if he picks Aiden O'Connell to
love it.
get 2 touchdowns, and he
I
just
don't-
takes
I didn't have
one
it.
touchdown.
I didn't have.
Yeah,
it.
I didn't have Aiden O'Connell on my
I only
DraftKings
had
either.
over. I only had over 0.5.
You didn't have alt touchdowns?
No, well, no. When I went to passing, that's all I had. I didn't go through
Oh.
alts, but I definitely would have. Well, 2 passing touchdowns. No, I would have
Hmm.
just taken.
Well, Devontae Adams probably isn't running one in, but when I saw that come through, I was like, why the fuck wouldn't he just take 2 passing touchdowns? Like, he's probably going to throw 2 of them to Devontae if you're going to. Anyways,
Devontae
Yeah,
ends
just-
around.
Just like they did last week.
Devontae
Yeah.
Adams also only has,
Yeah.
I think, 4 touchdowns.
Reg,
Yeah.
let me tell you how much of a knob would you feel like though if you
Or
did
if
take
he did
Aiden
some
O'Connell?
jet sweep.
No,
Oh,
but
yeah,
if you
yeah.
did take Aiden O'Connell for 2 and didn't
You
get
know
it
what?
because of that.
I hope there's a jet sweep or some sort of reverse or something like that. Devontae scores and then he gets a passing touchdown. Then that's it. And Hayden only gets 1. That'd be perfect.
Yeah,
I'll
I don't
eat
think
fucking-
I
I'll
don't
eat the
think
hat
I don't think
behind
Devontae's running a jet sweep anytime soon.
No.
So he's getting a little tired for that kind of thing. So sorry, Rob, did you talk about it? Are you good? Rob? Hello?
Numa, ne.
Numa. Rob. Okay.
I think we'll just move on.
Okay, so I took Josh Jacobs for an anytime TUD. I took Easton Stick. Easton Stick for an interception. Easton Stick
Friggin'
for over 19
something.
and a half passing completions. And then Austin Eckler for an over 77.5 rushing and receiving combination yards.
That should be easy for Eckler, right?
Should be.
Like dump off.
It is the
Okay.
Chargers.
Yeah, dump
It
off.
is the Chargers. Yeah.
to Eckler.
Yeah.
Oh no, Rob disappeared.
Bye.
He got-
Okay.
He got.
He go. Okay.
Listen,
Minnesota.
He's gonna have to defend.
Minnesota at Cincinnati. Even Reg doesn't believe. He's frowning with Browning. Hey.
Yeah, it makes me very sad to pick Cincinnati, but Browning has been lighting people up. Cincinnati has looked so good.
Yeah.
Minnesota, I don't even know who's starting this weekend for quarterback.
Nick Mullins. Ayo.
It's really sad to say that Minnesota.
So the whole Dobbs thing is over with, is it?
I don't know.
No more astronaut.
Everybody's growing their
The
eyebrows
astronaut.
back.
The pastronaut is gone.
I really like the rookie that got knocked out with the concussion, but I can't even remember his fucking name.
Yeah, that's how good the team is this year.
Yeah. You got anything, Luke, on this one? Minnesota, Cincinnati.
Nah, it's been
No.
said. Oh, I think. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Oh,
Pittsburgh.
so So it is Mullins going to be starting, and Josh Dobbs or Jaron Hall would be the number 2 quarterback. And that's also
Wasn't
a
Jaron
Saturday
Hall-
game.
Wasn't Jaron Hall
Yeah.
wasn't he the rookie?
Yeah, he's the rookie, and he came in. He was like 5 for 6. He had a couple scrambles. He was looking pretty good when Cousins went down. Then he got knocked out and has been out since. And
Oh,
Dobbs was doing great, so then they went with Dobbs. And
I never went back with the rookie.
yeah,
Yeah,
I don't
gotcha.
know.
Pittsburgh in town visiting Indianapolis. 3 of us took Indianapolis. Luke, you're on the lone wolf again, brother. What do you got?
Yeah, I got a soft spot for Pittsburgh this year. No offense to Mike, but yeah, I think they just go on the road and she's do or die time, man. I think I hope this is a game to watch. I like these AFC teams battle them out, and Indy needs this game to stay into it. Like, this is a good prelude for playoffs, right? I think this is one that matters, and it could be anybody's. I'm not overly confident my pick's going to be correct here, but
Yeah,
You know what?
It's
This is a
it's
coin
upset
flip,
season.
really, for
it's a
me.
toss up for me too.
Yeah. Indianapolis, really, for me right now is. I think Reg said it earlier that they're. I just don't know which Indianapolis is here. So, I'm easy with that one.
I went with the veteran
Denver.
coach.
Denver, you're gonna have to defend fucking Detroit here,
Damn.
Reg, because Rob's not here
Reg.
to defend Detroit. So Denver at Detroit. Reg and Rob took Detroit. Luke and I took Denver.
I'll let you guys go with Denver first.
Okay, so yeah, Denver. Their momentum right now, and the way that Detroit is struggling. Their games. First of all, Detroit. We already know they allow a massive amount of points. They score a lot of points, but the way that Denver's playing right now, they're playing sound football. They look like they're having fun. I think that the Broncos might be a very dangerous team in the AFC. And I think that this game, I actually almost consider this one for a lock. That's where I'm feeling right now. I feel like I think Detroit is going to take a couple more punches in the face before they kind of wake up. I think they'll still be okay. They're going to be in the playoffs, all that kind of stuff. But I
Yeah.
think they're going to take a couple more knocks before they are like, whoa, wait a minute. We need to sort this out.
Luke.
I agree, Rick. Well said. I think Denver's the hot team. Going on the road, they've taken their licks this year. They know what it's like to be at the worst of the worst, losing to Miami. And I just love how they've come back. I love the comeback story, the veteran quarterback, the veteran coach. It's a team that wants to win, and it's fun to watch. And to your point, that Detroit does get scored on a lot. They remind me of Philly a lot, to be honest, man. They remind me of Philly a lot. Just they don't know how to stop the ball that well, and they got to figure it out soon. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Reg.
So I'll defend the Lions, and the only way I agree wholeheartedly that Denver is they're a fucking wagon. Get on. If I was an AFC team, I wouldn't want Denver to make the playoffs the way that they're like. They just look great, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But Rick froze there. I think this is one of the games. I think the Lions need to win this game at home because they're heading 2 on the road against a division rival, the Vikings, which they'll probably win because the Vikings are in shambles. And then they're going on the road against the Cowboys as well. I just think it's one of those games that they have to mark and say, we need this game. This is a must-win game to keep our position in the NFC North before going on the road for 2 more games. That was really my sell on it, but like I agree the Broncos are. I wouldn't want the Broncos in the playoffs.
Yeah. Not right now.
If I was
Yeah.
a Broncos fan, I'd say don't let my fucking team into the playoffs. I'd be sad if you let us into the playoffs.
I'm just looking at the Broncos' remaining season after this game. They got the Patriots, the Chargers, and the Raiders.
Yeah, they get 3 games for sure. Right?
God damn.
Like they
Like
should have
Kansas
those
City
3
better pull their
games.
pants up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if
Yeah.
they
Crazy,
win
dude.
against the Lions, they can actually probably beat the Chiefs for
Yep.
the division.
Yep.
This is
Which is crazy.
crazy.
I mean, the Chiefs have a pretty easy schedule too. They're like also going to see
How much shitting on Denver did we do at the start of the year, man? Like
A lot.
holy
We did a lot.
moly.
I feel like slightly bad. I mean,
I don't at all because they sucked. They were terrible.
they were
Right,
they were
so-
horrible. They were embarrassing.
Yeah.
And it was like How do they not fire Sean Payton? Like
They're always on TV. You're just like, oh, I hate
for
watching
all the wrong
Denver.
reasons, and now you don't hear anything about them.
Yeah.
Like it's
Let
crazy.
them win. Let them
Other
keep
than
winning.
Jerry
Good for them.
Jeudy. Yeah.
Yep.
Also a Saturday game there too. So that's
True.
the prime
Good
time
point, Rich.
Saturday night game.
Okay, Battle of the Bay, Tampa Bay visiting Green Bay. We took Green Bay across the board. I don't have a lot of faith in anything Tampa Bay does. I think Tampa Bay is just they feel like they feel like I don't know, like they feel messy. That's I don't know how else to say it, right? Like when I watch Tampa Bay play, it's probably because of Baker. They just feel
They feel like Baker, the whole team.
they feel messy. Like it just doesn't
personifies
feel
it.
it doesn't feel like I don't know. So they gotta get rid of Todd Bowles. Nice guy, whatever, blah blah blah. Here, that's what you read about him. But yeah, I think Green Bay's got to snap out of whatever the hell happened to them last week and take care of it this week.
You know, the Bucks kind of remind me of the Vikings last year, where they're just like in every game. It's kind of like a one-score game, but they're not winning. Like the Vikings won 11 games, one-score games, or whatever it was last year. The Bucks
Yeah.
are just like they're in every game. They don't look great, but somehow they win a couple here, but they're not getting the lucky draw to win those last one or all of them kind of thing. So
Atlanta, Carolina. Carolina, as we all know, we've discussed it before. They're terrible. We all picked Atlanta here. Atlanta should win this game, no problem. If they don't, you can pretty much kiss their asses out of the playoffs because they should be winning these games, no problem.
Yeah.
So Carolina's got a lot of work ahead of them to sort out what they're doing there. Yeah. Okay.
I agree. Yeah, we already went over this. It's
I didn't even know anybody's here.
yeah,
Oh.
Mike showed up.
Oh, Mike's here.
Hey.
Heyo.
Mike showed up.
My thing's not showing that anybody's here.
Yeah, I still got a
Um,
0. He probably
He wanted
closed this
Indy.
already.
He wasn't happy about the Indy chat. Dude.
He's
So
out.
He came on way late.
All right, the Giants in New Orleans. We split it 50-50 again here. Reg
man.
and Rob took New Orleans. Luke and I riding the DeVito.
The DeVito train, the
The
mafia.
DeVito, yeah, we're doing the mafia thing. And
I love it.
yeah, Reg, you get to start this time.
Yeah, I'm not sure that DeVito won that game or Green Bay lost the game last week.
That's fair.
Yeah, I don't know.
right.
Good point.
So I think, and like New Orleans very well could do the same thing that Green Bay
Yeah.
did and just shit the bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Giants are still not that great, right?
They're
Like,
not that good. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean, I did consider taking the Giants here, but I was like, you know what? New Orleans is in the hunt. They're, I don't know, leading their division or they're tied for the lead in their division. Like they need to, win these kind of games. And maybe DeVito will be scared when he goes into the Superdome or something. I don't know. I'm not
it's a
I'm not
stretch.
happy with either pick, but like the Giants also, I don't know if they won that game. That's what I would
That's
say.
fair.
Yeah. The
DeVito
Giants-
makes a lot of good throws, a lot of great decisions with the ball. He also, I don't think he's technically a running quarterback, but if he sees something break down or he sees an opening, he goes. So
Good for that,
he,
yeah.
he's got some of those killer instincts in him. So we'll see what happens. Luke,
Yeah,
anything for you?
it could be veteran Derek Carr's game too, right? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, a rookie QB. It seems like this year. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like a pile of rookies have come in to save the day this year. Like
Well,
incredible.
there's so many
story in
injuries this
Chicago.
year.
There's so
Yeah,
many
the
backup
Bengals.
quarterbacks, yeah.
I feel like a lot of guys came in and saved the day, and we don't hear too much about them anymore. So maybe we will, maybe we won't. But I mean, the fact of the matter is, I think the Giants QB situation is a fucking mess. But I still think that they can give New Orleans a headache because they want to win still for some,
Yeah.
the
The
Giants are still playing
Saints-
football.
Just for what it's worth, the Saints have the Rams, Bucks, Falcons for the remaining schedule after that. So
That's tight for
the
them.
Rams is a tough game, and then obviously they have
Yeah.
2 division games that are coin flips probably. So this is like a win or
The
you're out of
NFC
the
South
playoffs
might end
kind
up
of thing.
being the most exciting finish at the end of the season.
Yeah, it's gonna look
excluding
like the NFC
Carolina.
East used
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, all
That
three of
final
them.
week's
They're-
always fun, man. That's like when the playoffs actually start. Is that last week of football? Man.
Yeah, it's always last week,
exciting. I can't wait. Yeah.
Okay, Houston at Tennessee. The brothers took Houston. Luke came in with Tennessee. Say you, Mr. Hatu.
Yeah, I'll go with is CJ Stroud questionable? And if he does play, is he playing hurt like Tua last year?
Yeah.
Houston hasn't looked great on the road. Tennessee playing at home. I got a feeling Tennessee's going to take advantage of the situation.
Fair enough.
Tennessee
Yeah.
has looked great at home.
Yep.
What was
Yep.
it last week? Last week against the Colts, and I was like, oh, they haven't lost at home, and you guys were like, what?
Yeah, the upset
they
win,
mi-
right?
Yeah, they barely lost that game. So,
Yeah.
I agree with you, but I think
Yep.
I'm pretty sure CJ's playing, right? Is that
I think it's still questionable.
he's still questionable? Oh yeah,
I think so. Yeah.
Concussions are weird, man. They're fucking wild injuries.
Yeah. They
Wild.
can't. They can't decide on them yet, right? Like there's like stages of.
Yeah, the protocol.
You don't want to mess with this. Like I was shocked. I remember the whole uproar with Tua last year, and thank God he's playing good this year. I don't know if he's been cranked, but man, like you don't want to see a guy like Stroud go down from a. He's still a kid, technically. Like
Yeah.
you're getting hit by
Yeah.
adults, man. Like they ain't letting up. You don't
Yeah.
want to mess with that shit.
Did you see him walking off? Like
No.
or walking back to the dressing room?
No, I missed it.
He
Was
looked
he
like he was in
staggering?
another fucking planet. He was just like,
I
You just
shouldn't
he
laugh.
wasn't
Oh, it's
going.
terrible.
It's not. Yeah, it's like you can tell when someone's not there, and then they think they're good, right? Like I
oh
hope
yeah,
he's
yeah.
okay.
Well,
but
Yeah, no, I'm good. I can
feel-
take a snap.
I feel like their best bet, man. I feel like you play safe. Don't be Tua, and if you even remotely think he's hurt, you sit that fucker. That's
Yeah.
your future there. That's your future.
Problem
If you
is,
lose out,
yeah.
you lose out.
Yeah, but if he, maybe
It's your
you might be
future, man.
right. This is a division game, right? Like they,
It's a huge game. Like what
Yeah,
do you do though,
it's
right?
big.
Like,
Yeah, it's
like,
big.
It's
Yeah,
huge.
yeah.
What if he gets hurt?
Yeah.
What if?
Chicago, Cleveland. Cleveland across the board. Luke with the lock. Chicago,
boy.
obviously not super strong.
Fun to watch.
They have, they're winning games recently. They beat Detroit
Dub
last
Bears.
week. The Bears. But I think we're all in agreement here, as it shows in the picks, that Cleveland will. We think they'll be the winner.
Six and 1 at home. I think works for them.
Yeah,
yeah.
the dog pound baby. I saw some
Fuck
kid.
with
I was
the dog
watching.
pound.
I was watching this kid. I was watching that game this weekend, and there was some kid, and he was barking at a rate that would have impressed a Doberman, whatever. Like
I
he
saw
was
that
going at it, man. He was right into it. He's rah, 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 rah. And he's probably 8, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yes.
It's like
but
the
he was
Kirko James
going,
game.
man. He was going.
Great.
I feel like that
Yeah,
would
the
be a
Kirk
fun
James.
place to go watch a game, man. Like just go watch
Yeah, I'm
two
going.
random teams. Like I would
Yeah.
love to go to Cleveland and just watch two random play. I wouldn't care who it is. I would just
Yeah, it's
I
supposed to be a
think-
cool atmosphere to go watch a game in.
Yeah, I'd be cool with it, man.
Yeah, we got the Jets visiting Miami and AFC East
Ooh.
matchup. We split picks here. Reg and I picked Miami. Luke and Rob. I would love to hear Rob's take on this.
Yeah, I know, right?
Yeah, but
I think he's out.
Look,
He was
you see
texting
what they
me. I
did
think
to
he's
the
out.
Texans?
Yeah,
Did you see
what?
what they did to the Texans? Look, did you see what they did to the Texans?
Look,
they'll do the same
and the
thing.
Eagles.
Zach
Yeah.
Beat
Wilson's-
the Eagles.
yeah. Well, Tua doesn't look the same when he doesn't have Tyreek running around. That's for sure.
Well, that's it. man.
Like,
They got some
yeah.
key injuries going on right now, right?
Yeah.
But they're at
good.
home, and everybody says Miami's home advantage is unreal. I don't know if you've seen where they have the sun setting on the opposing team at the end of the game, like it's like
Yeah.
dirty trick, right?
It's so good. It's so good.
Oh yeah,
Um, Completely off topic, but DAZN right now has the Miami Hard Knocks.
I haven't watched that
and Mike McDaniel is by far a gem in this league. He is so good. I
Shit, eh?
strongly encourage. There's three episodes on right now. Strongly encourage you going to see it.
So
Yeah,
they-
take a look.
Is this throughout the season that they're doing
Yeah,
that?
yeah,
Do they
yeah,
always
yeah.
do this?
No
Yeah, they
way.
did it the last couple of years. Yeah, so they did
Okay.
last year. I
That's
forget who it
cool.
was that they did it, but yeah, they did it last year as well.
Okay. I've only ever watched the preseason ones.
Okay. Next
Yep.
up.
Yeah, come and say that live, Mike.
Yeah, come and say it live.
I hope-
You
I
got
hope
a
New
spot
England
for ya.
wins here.
New England across the board would spank us all. Here we are, Kansas City at New England. We all took Kansas City. Talk about your New England fetish there, Rich.
I mean, it would just be nice to see Casey lose. Yeah.
Another
After
one.
last week.
They
and then
might
just,
they
like,
might blow up. Like they
and then
literally
the amount of pressure that would be on them and all that kind of stuff.
it,
and
it might be an implode.
Taylor
if
Swift
they
would
lost.
have to break up with Kelsey. Like it would.
She's
just
not going to be allowed in the stadium anymore. Like
Yeah, she's a
it's-
curse.
because they are saying that this is all a distraction. And you know what?
Yeah.
I'm going to be honest with you. Travis is retiring this year. I'm telling you right now. He talked about it. He talked about it somewhere, and I'm sure he kind of like slipped it in on their podcast, and he was like, "Yeah, you know what? I've given it a thought or whatever." And I think that he's closer to retiring because Jason was like, "You can't steal my thunder, man. That's my thing. The whole retiring thing is my
Jason's
that's
done.
my
He's
gig.
going right to
You-
studio. That's right.
yeah. You
They're gonna
can't
be
you can't
so
fuck
rich.
over.
Like,
Yeah, yeah, they're gonna
Yeah,
do
so much
okay.
stuff they can do. They can do whatever they want, and it's
Yeah.
going to pay them very, very well.
Well, their
Go to
podcast
Super
is
Bowls.
so good. It is so
Yeah, it is.
it
good,
is
man.
so fun to listen to. They're amazing.
Yeah,
Um,
everything they do and interact with, it's amazing. It is.
It's gold.
It really,
It's gold.
If you
Yeah.
like sports, you don't even have to be a football fan just to get on there and listen to these two dudes. Like everybody can relate to them. Everybody.
Everybody, yeah.
And he's done everything he needs to do, right? He's got Super
That's right.
Bowls. He passed
He's also
Tony.
like a 12-year vet. Like you don't
Yeah, like-
realize that
Yeah.
He's
Travis
like
has been
30 or something.
around.
How old
Yeah,
is he?
he's
I'd retire
Yeah.
after the greatest play got taken back by
Yeah,
Kadarius
fuck that
Toney's
shit.
toe. So
you know what? And
But-
I think he's actually enjoying like you hear I know fuck I hate talking about this whole thing, but you hear Taylor talk and they're very interested
Serious.
in their lives and you know
He's
maybe that
34.
they're at that point. Yeah. Yeah,
He's
they're
34.
Yeah.
That's
Well, what's he
that's
gonna
not
do?
a spring chicken tight end, man.
what's
No,
he gonna do? Sit
34.
around at home while Tay Tay's doing her like
no, he's
her-
gonna go be your bodyguard or something. I don't
her fucking
know.
tour.
Or he'll be in the studios talking football throughout the season, and then he'll go to the beach for the rest of the year, or whatever Travis Kelsey does. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like these guys work half a year, and all they have to do is open their mouths. Like
Yeah.
Jesus
true, that's
Christ, it's
I was
amazing.
just gonna
And
say
they-
though, she's busy as fuck. Like
Yeah, busy.
Lizette's friend was like, "Oh, I want to get tickets to go see Tay Tay in Toronto." Do you realize when she's coming to Toronto next year in like November or December? She's got this fucking tour that she's on right now is like 3 years long or something like that. It's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, it's
but
crazy.
people like that, the way they travel with jets is like how I go to like different towns in this province.
Yeah, how,
that's true.
how I drive to the
That's
corner
just-
store, right? Like they're
that's
like, I'm
how
just
I
gonna
mean,
jump
she
in my
showed up
jet.
in Lambo and whatever.
And she goes
Yeah.
on tours during like football
That-
season because the stadiums are open and they do take breaks just like everybody else. Like
That whole
and
tunnel that she
whoever was
walked down
talking about
there.
earlier.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
What's that?
That whole tunnel that she walked down the other, like
Yeah.
they showed her walking into the game. I've been in the tunnel.
man.
It was awesome. Yeah, it was. They show her walking down that tunnel with Brittany Mahomes. I was like, I've been in that tunnel. I've been there. I saw it. Yeah,
Damn.
it's cool. You
That's
can go.
sweet,
Yeah.
man.
Tay-Tay.
Me and Tay Tay, we
Tay-Tay,
it's like we breathe the same air. We walk the same
Good, man.
concrete.
I mean, she
Yeah.
probably breathed in your fart air because you walked through that. I'm sure you farted that tunnel.
I didn't. I should have.
Okay.
It was Lambo, and I
These-
should have.
Pass
Okay.
down there.
Back on topic.
Anyways.
Washington visiting LA. LA across the board for us. I took LA on the lock. I think that LA is an up and coming team. It's one of those games where we play Baltimore on the 25th. That's kind of like the big game that we're looking forward to. But the last game of the season is against LA, and LA with their little push here. Stafford's playing well. Cooper Kupp's playing well. Everybody seems to be playing well over there.
Like running back.
We'll
Yeah.
see what happens over the next 3 games, but that game at the end of the season could really dictate something. And I think it really starts here in Washington. Washington's been playing well enough at least to be in games. Sam Howell, I am a big fan of Sam Howell. I hope that
He's
he
fun to
finds
watch, man.
himself. I hope he finds himself a position. I think that they need some offensive line help in Washington, but I do think that the Rams will win this game, and they probably should win it pretty safely, and therefore they are my lock this week.
The Rams are looking great.
Yeah.
I'm shocked that they have turned their season around because what they started off pretty bad.
Yeah,
They were
it was
15-6 or
rough.
something. Like it wasn't
Yeah.
great.
They're-
Yeah,
Yeah, they're like Denver, and there's teams that just didn't start well, and some came out of it. And you're right, Reg. Late
Yeah.
season
Yeah.
game.
San Fran at Arizona. We took San Fran across the board. Lads, anything to say here?
Murder.
I feel like buying tickets to this game would be cheap. No offense, Rick. It'd be awesome. Go down to Arizona, watch it for the weekend.
I would just go just to hopefully watch who get smashed into the turf. That's the whole reason I'd be there.
I just wanted
Right?
to react.
My daughters see him. My daughters saw him on the. I told Jen I'd never say this on the show, but my daughters saw
Yes.
him on the screen the other day, and she was like, "Oh, he really does have a flat face." I'm like, I've been telling people this forever. His face is like fucking squashed, right? Anyway, he's got the biggest forehead in the world.
You can see
Anyway,
40
so
better.
Niners by a killing. Okay, Dallas, Buffalo. Whoa,
Oh,
shit,
Ooh, half
Whoa.
and half.
shit.
lock. I love the lock too, Reg. That's good. That's like,
Yeah, gotta
like it.
keep it interesting.
yeah.
I really think Dallas is the number 3 team in the league. Buffalo squeaks out a win against Kansas City last week. That was, I mean, it was an okay game, but like Kansas City hasn't looked great. Buffalo's looking okay, but yeah, I think
Murray's a top.
Dallas beats the fuck out of Buffalo, unless like the biggest winter storm shows up.
Not
Dak's gonna throw for 350 yards, and Buffalo's gonna be sad.
Yeah, I think that I think the flip side, I think Dallas is an inside team.
Sure.
And
maybe.
I think that these games are a challenge. They're going to be a challenge for them. Like I said last week, if they played in Philly, I'd have taken Philly without even thinking about it twice. So I wanted to stay true to that in this pick. And they are going to play in a very hostile environment. If you don't think that the Bills fans are going to be there to cause a fucking ruckus, yeah, I think the thing with Dak, I think that we're not seeing right now is when he gets frazzled, like when he gets off his game, because we're not seeing that right now. But if you get a team that knocks him off that game, you get a pick, you get some sacks, you get whatever,
Mhm.
where I think that he's the best example of a quicksand quarterback
Sure.
in our league.
But he's very good
where-
at playing ahead, right?
Yeah.
there you go.
If he's
It's
ahead, he's just gonna roll, right? He's gonna
It's
score points.
insane how
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
they're out to 14 points in the first quarter like every fucking game. Like it's insane.
Yeah,
And they
yeah.
just play with that lead and they don't let off the gas.
Good.
Like
Yeah,
Dak is
they're-
still throwing the ball and I don't know. I can't imagine Buffalo coming back if Dallas comes out and scores 7 then kicks a field goal, all of a sudden they're up 10-0 and
I actually think
Buffalo
if
will
there's a
just-
team out there that can come back, I think it's probably Buffalo. I think
Yeah, maybe.
Buffalo can pull a comeback if they needed to. What do you think, Luke?
Yeah. Well, this will see what Dallas is all about. They need to win this outside.
Yeah.
No ifs, ands, or buts. To your point, like they've been challenged all year, and I think Buffalo needs to win this game more than Dallas does at this point. To be honest, and Dallas is on the road. Yeah, Buffalo is do or die for them, man.
Yeah.
You know what? One of these games, Josh Allen is going to start connecting with his receivers. He throws like literal rockets over their heads.
Rockets.
Like-
Yeah.
Like unbelievable accuracy and speed, but
Yeah.
it always seems to be like a foot too high. And I don't
Yeah.
know if he's scared of getting picked or what the hell it is, but one of these days, I swear he's going to connect and he might have to be challenged by a greater team. And maybe this is it. I hope it is. I think this is going to be a great game.
Yeah, I do too. I'll be watching this one for sure.
Deron
yeah.
Bland with another pick 6
Pick 6.
because Josh
And if
Allen-
it
Either that
Yeah,
is
yeah.
either that is
Yeah.
give up 6 touchdowns.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
he's awful in coverage.
he's
Yeah.
just like what's his name that got hurt? Diggs.
Yeah, Diggs.
Diggs
Yeah.
gets 100 interceptions, but he also gives up the most yards.
That's right.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Baltimore
Yeah.
visiting Jacksonville. Rob went with the lone wolf. Can't pick on him here.
God damn it.
Baltimore. Yeah.
Rob's got to be drinking again.
Yeah, we needed him to figure out what the fuck was going on here because Jacksonville looks awful right now, and Baltimore looks the opposite of awful. The absolute
is him trying to catch up.
opposite of awful.
Yeah.
Well, this,
Like-
I mean, there's so many other options he could have picked here, right? Like
Yeah, I
I'm
don't.
shocked
he could have picked
Arizona was
Washington.
honest.
He could have picked Washington over LA, and I'd have been like,
Yeah.
all right. Like, I mean,
Tampa over Green Bay.
I get you're taking a shot here, but like, like, fuck.
Chicago
what?
over
Yeah.
Cleveland.
Buffalo,
God.
Like
Dallas,
this is
right?
one of
Like,
the yeah.
This is
Um,
all of us looked at the lock on this one and we're like, oh, we've already picked Baltimore for the lock, so we're just gonna move on from that one, right? Like that's where we were
Yeah.
at with this pick.
Yeah, I think maybe Rob's mindset is, Baltimore gave up 30 points to the Rams or something, but the Rams offense is like a top 5 offense the last 5 weeks or something like that.
They've been playing really
Jacksonville
well,
just
that's right.
does not get anything going.
Doesn't look
So,
good. Yeah, they haven't
yeah.
looked good since the 49ers game. They,
Yeah,
yeah,
Lauren
it's-
says I think he's still playing hurt too, man. I don't know. Like
something seems off. Yeah.
guys with injuries, man, it does not heal in a week. Etienne's out too, is he not? I can't remember.
yeah,
I feel like he was hurt.
Etienne's beat up.
Etienne,
Ribs, I think.
yeah. Again, like
So-
you're relying heavy. Hey, Maurice Jones-Drew is still like living the dream there by the looks of it. Like
Yeah.
that's how they played for years, man. He's beat the shit out of.
I agree. Ravens are going to the Super Bowl, by the way.
Yeah.
Yeah, good call, Mike. We all.
Yeah,
agree
we already
on
had
Mike.
that. Yeah, we talked about that one. We're pretty on par with that. Okay, Philly in Seattle.
Seattle lock.
Ooh,
All right.
ooh.
Jesus,
Seattle-
I don't know about the
this-
Philly. I
See,
don't know
this
about the
is-
Seattle lock. Like that's a bit of a stretch on
He is.
that one. Like,
He has rode
he
on
did-
Seattle all year. He is a Seattle friggin'.
but he talked earlier about how he liked Philadelphia and how Philadelphia was the number 3 team in the NFC.
But he
Without a
was
question.
Unpredictable, man.
He was the
Well,
first one that said
Seattle
that.
is number 4. Detroit is number
This is
4,
true.
right?
This
Yeah.
is true. I mean, okay, like in all seriousness, this is Philly's like either get back on the pot or shit and get
Yeah,
off,
yeah,
right?
or
Like,
just-
Yeah,
it-
Yeah.
it's like you can't play all year like you did. You got to start figuring things out and putting it together. And I feel like everybody's like, oh, the Giants and the Arizona Cardinals. The Giants will still give them troubles. But they got to get through this game. They got to go on the road and they got to win in Seattle. They got to prove that they can stop the run. They got to prove that they can actually make some nice little short passes. They're not making these big elaborate plays that bomb it down the field or worst of all, you got to hang on to the goddamn ball. Like, holy
Yeah.
Christ.
that lot of
that is
fumbles
such a
last
killer.
fumble weekend. Yeah,
And
crazy.
dude, it's been all year. It's been all year, and they've been getting away with it. And again, I think every team goes through this where you go through a spell where you got to do a little bit of learning and readjustments.
Yep.
And maybe you lose pretty hard. And I feel like this is one of those defining moments, and playoffs around the corner. Hopefully they can put it together.
Yeah, so I think I'm looking at their schedule. So they've got Seattle, they've got New York, they've got Arizona, and then New York. I think the Philly goes 3-1 over the next 4 games, and I just don't believe that this is the one. Unfortunately, I think that Seattle might be just a little bit too much. The environment might be a little bit too much right now for Philly. I do think that Philly gets things right, but I think they need another punch in the face. I think this is one more punch in the face where they take this one on the chin and they think, okay, okay, now we need to sort things out. They'll play 2 of the last 3 at home. So I think that that's a good place for them. And, but I do think that after, San Fran, Dallas, a lot of traveling, I guess Dallas, and then now up to Seattle, back and forth cross country. I don't think that it goes very well for them here. So
That's a lot of
unfortunately
moving
for
around,
Philly. Yeah, I think that Philly can straighten things out. I think they do need, like you said, they got some things they got to straighten out. But I think they have the ability, they have the players for sure, they have the talent to do it. I just don't think that it happens this week, and I don't like Seattle very much. Drew Lock played really well, by the way, like really, really well against San Francisco. So if he's starting, I actually like them better, Seattle, if Drew Lock starts than Geno Smith.
Yeah, I think it's a smarter move. And if Kenneth Walker the third plays like he's been pretty consistent all year, I don't know if he played too hard against San Fran. If he comes back in a heavy role, I mean, Philly really struggles against the run, like both ways, actually performing it and stopping it. So that's something that
The
they gotta
Eagles
heads up
need to
on,
win
man.
this game defensively. Like that's really what it
All
is.
day.
Seattle's offense is looking good. Like I mean, they played the Niners, and pretty much no offense looks good against the Niners. But they did all right, and
They did okay. Yep.
they put up 35 points against the Cowboys, and they're looking good. Like when they're playing teams that aren't pretty much the Niners or the Ravens, because the Ravens beat the fuck out of them earlier in the season. They put up a solid amount of points, and offensively they look good. So they've got the weapons and stuff like that. Philly just needs to stop them, and Philly's defense is very suspect. So
I think of any team that can handle away crowds too is like I feel like Philly has that. If you're a veteran on that team, I mean your own crowd will boo you.
Yeah, you're probably not wrong. Yeah, you're probably not
they're
wrong.
hardened.
I
They're
feel like
hardened
that's not a
for
huge
Philly.
factor. Yeah, it's just
Yeah.
the loudness, right? So they got to have, again, you know, if it's going to be that loud or if you're going to play that hard, like you got to have everything clicking, and this is where it starts. But
Yep.
maybe
Yep,
not.
for
Maybe
sure.
next week it's going to start.
Yeah,
soon.
we'll see.
It's got to.
Well-
Or she's going to be short off season.
That's it for the week 14 review, the week 15 preview. Any closing words here, lads?
We're getting close
Anything
to
to say?
playoffs. It's exciting. All
Blow
right.
it. Yeah, it's exciting, and all at the same time, you're like, oh, you know, the season's coming to an end.
I know. It's crazy how quick
Yeah.
it goes.
Ah,
Fantasy
yeah, it
playoffs
sucks.
start this week. Reg, fantasy playoffs.
Yeah.
Rick,
Oh,
Can't
yeah.
wait to beat Jeff's ass.
What?
I wish he
I'm
was
playing
there.
Luke.
exciting stuff.
I'm playing
Exciting
Luke.
stuff. Yeah. Rick and I are going head to head. Anything can happen. I got a
Yeah.
Philly team where I get scored on a lot, but I put up a lot of points. So I wish you were the best. The Reg and Jeff,
Philly-esque.
the Reg and Jeff back and forth like the Vikings fans going at it in our pool. It's
Yeah.
quite-
Yeah, it's amazing. Yeah. Yeah,
I
so
think
for all you,
playoffs
If
are do
anyone
or
wants
die,
to
man.
bet on Reg, his average hits play accuracy or something like that is the best in the league. So I have
yeah?
the best accuracy of playing
You can
players.
find that. I will say
so
this league that we use, this new adaptation, this upgrade, I was skeptical at the very beginning of the year, and I'll apologize to anybody over that. I was very skeptical.
you mean
and
the
it's been
app?
nothing but it's been nothing but amazing.
I love
it's
it.
So
I actually really enjoy it. Yeah.
stats, man. I love it. It's what fantasy is all about, right?
The second waiver day threw me off. I didn't realize that there was a second waiver day. So I
It's
missed
a
out on
Wednesday.
I missed out on some guys in the second waiver day, but either way, it's all good.
Like having IR and then you know what? Next
IR
year,
is cool.
Like if
Yeah,
we
so
do
keepers.
a few days for the draft, I'm okay with that because I'll be ready for it. I wasn't prepared mentally to go through a few days of drafting, but I'm good with it now. I'm really
Yeah.
good with it, you know. So
Yeah, it's
and I'll
good.
tell you
It's good
what,
when you got a life, right? You got some stuff
yeah,
going on.
and if you guys like fantasy anything and you're bored in the summer, I suggest you look into fantasy baseball because it's very similar to what you're seeing here. It's something to do. So
Yeah.
I like this kind of stuff, man. Whoever found this app, kudos to them.
Yeah, sports is good.
Sports.
Okay.
is good.
That's it for me.
yeah.
Yeah.
Rob didn't have anything to say, I guess. So
No, didn't want to even come back. Didn't charge his
No.
phone. Didn't
He
whatever.
tried.
He
Either
bailed.
way,
He
it-
bailed just before we talked about Detroit.
it's true.
I'm so
Uh,
disappointed. His picks are amazing. I mean, imagine if he gets 100% here. Where does that put him? He's
Yeah.
catching up. Like he is a
Yeah,
little.
if he goes
different.
100%, then I'm in trouble.
If he goes
Yeah.
100%, he's got 1,
Two.
2. He's only got 3. He's only got 3 different.
Oh
he's gonna
yeah,
get
so
three on
he's slowly crying. He needs
And
to
let's
get
be
only-
real. He picked Jacksonville. And,
Yeah.
He's gonna have to really go out on a limb for the next couple
Yeah,
weeks. So.
which he's not scared to do.
If he gets 3 here, then that's a big
right.
deal.
Yeah, I mean,
So-
I'm cheering. I'm rooting for the underdog here.
Anyway, thanks as always for everybody listening and tuning in. For all of you that pick it up, we appreciate you sitting around and listening to a bunch of dumbasses sit here and talk football. Thank you,
We have a lot
Luke,
of fun.
again. Yeah, we do. Thank you. It's just talking football. Thanks again, Luke, for being here. We appreciate you, and that's all we got, man.
Yeah. Like, comment, subscribe. Check it out on
Hey.
Spotify. Whatever the other thing is. Apple
Dude,
Podcasts.
just hit the stuff. Just push this
Just-
one and hit
just-
that
all right.
one and do that one. Go.
Bye.
Bye.